We have a lot of really good folks coming through here. We want them to come out here and give their guts so that they're able to do that job up on the drill ground to a high level. What we're looking for is we want somebody to be able to come up with a solution and fix the problem.
We're attacked, so you're going to follow us in there. We're going to protect you.
Everything we respond to in our world is in failure. So at that point, we got to go try to help fix that failure.
We don't do anything in this job alone.
I need you guys to speak fire attack off of engine 191.
Too slow! Move, move, move! Come on, 5-6, let's go! Some of you might be asking yourself, what does it take to do this job? 200% is what you need to give in this job.
The job is to protect the public. The job is to go do the right job for them.
My name is Rachel Walker. I was born and raised here in Salt Lake City in Mill Creek. I got my EMT in high school and then started with Unified Fire part-time in around 2019. One of the things that drew me towards the fire service was just how great it is to work with the crews, and also the constant learning environment of always having to learn and maintain your skills on a constant day-to-day and shift-to-shift basis. Once COVID hit, I decided to join the Utah Army National Guard as a 68 Whiskey combat medic. One of the reasons that I chose to do that was just another way to better serve my community and also expand my skills as an EMT, so that once I came back home, I would be able to use those skills and knowledge in my civilian career here with Unified Fire, as well as in the military career as a medic there. Something that's been amazing is how going through basic training in AIT for the military has helped me prepare for Unified Fire Camp, is because of the rigorous training, the high demand for respect, and the high level of detail required in both of these career fields. You need to focus on everything that you're doing. Every small thing has a cause and a reason, and making sure that you see those details and know what you're doing and the why of how you're doing it is super critical when it comes to minute-to-minute, second-to-second situations.
Mayday Drills, right? It's another very, very important piece of what we do, and something that we teach them, and we usually take that whole week and we focus in on that, whether that be carries and drags and things like that. We work into those Mayday Drills, and then we also give them the surprise element of what's going to happen in their Mayday Drills, whether that's something collapsing on them and them trying to get out. But it's really important because we want to put them in that point where they feel like they're stuck and all hope is lost. But there's a lot of things we can do to keep ourselves alive, so to speak, right? And keep us in a good environment where we can have our brothers and sisters come get us.
So we have a drill, and then we get them in a situation where they can't see, their heart rate's elevated, they've been working hard, and then we crash a bunch of debris on them, and it simulates either a roof collapse or even falling through the floor.
You and your partner entered in on the Charlie side walkout basement on an attack line. Your hand line lost pressure, and you have lost your partner, and you are off the hand line. What's your next step?
Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is engine 191 Alpha. I have lost my partner. I'm going to attempt to find my hose line. Found the hose. Copy, you're going to follow the hose line. Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Command, copy, submerged truck. Go ahead, Mayday.
There has been a collapse. I've been trapped in the basement division. I'm going to enter the rescue position and maintain and isolate.
Once you have all that debris, which could be really heavy, and everything else, we also take a complement of hand tools in there. We show them some other things to use those pry bars and pry tools that we take in to be able to create a space if needed, and not to wrestle around and fight your way out.
Let's roll onto your up for recovery. Roll. Don't fight. Roll.
It's a Mayday situation. Can I get myself out? Use your tool to create a space, kind of like a tent pole, and be able to, enough space to be able to manipulate the different valves that we were talking about. Once they get themselves situated there, we'll give them an interruption of air, and just they get to prove to themselves that yes, they can do it. You know, keep your head on your shoulders. Don't panic. Trust your equipment that you checked out in the morning. Know your equipment, how to operate it, and if something happens like an interruption of air, how to be able to fix it really fast.
Bypass, shoulder valve. Come on.
I'm gonna take them like this. I'm gonna put them up here. Okay, like they would be connected to you. Cinch them down. And that's where they'll sit. We want to make that quick transition, that kick. So, why would we want to bail out of this window?
Conditions are
Yeah.
so bad.
So obviously the goal within this camp is to teach you all those things so you don't have to be in that position. However, that being said, we don't always get that luxury to always make that decision, right? Sometimes the fire makes a decision for us. I want to let this rope kind of lock out, so I slide my body out, come here. Cool thing about it is I just hold back like this. I can hold myself, or I hold myself up, I can hang here. Now I'm going to walk back on the wall like this, and if I want to come down, I just hold this rope down behind me and let it slide. If I want to stop, just bring it up. Easy as pie, right?
The Mayday drills for them is one of those days that when they get through that day, it's a very long day, it's a very arduous day. It's air management, is all those things that they come out very, very confident in their gear and with themselves and how they can get themselves out of a really hairy situation.
So I'm here, I realize that's not enough friction, I'm there. See how easy that is?
Victor's on the ground!
Can we get slack on the leg?
Off the leg!
Looks like we got a down firefighter.
Firefighter.
Here's a pacifier. Got a victim here.
Victim!
Guys, got a broken regulator here. Cracked regulator. We did a regulator swap.
Copy.
A little bit more room here on this hose. Okay. On my count, we're going to go on 3. 1, 2. Okay, recheck. Breathing. I can hear him breathing. All right, let's get him ready to move.
We're gonna stand them up. We're gonna sit them up. Copy that. 3. I got him.
Okay, couple little challenges, right? A little bit different. We really have to fight for that extra little bit to get them out, to make sure they clear that window well. The keynotes with the below grade, make sure you get them as high as you can on the ladder. Get that webbing in place to secure them, or webbing up to the people up top if they can, so they can help you.
Oh boy. Come on, let's see if you're built for this, huh? Everybody in their spots? Okay. On we go. Let's rock.
Big part about being a firefighter is to be physically fit. So these recruits, every morning at 0700, we meet in our what we call the Butler building. It's where we store our engines and also where we have all of our workout equipment. And so we work out as a group. So as large as we are in numbers, we have to get a little bit creative with how we do this. Our workouts are high intensity based. I mean, there is some obviously some weightlifting and some strength stuff, but mostly it's high intensity, high cardio, huge emphasis on core workouts, and they last anywhere from about 45 minutes to an hour and a half in the morning. So it's a big part of what we do in the fire service, and it's a huge part of what these recruits are doing during recruit camp. We start our day out, and that's just the start. So as hard as they think the PT sessions are, the rest of the day is going to also involve a lot of physical activity. Usually when camp starts, you do get people from all walks of life that come in here. Some have a really good base in their fitness level, and others are legitimately learning how to do a lot of these movements for the first time. It's definitely crawl, walk, run, but it probably feels like to them like it's sprint. So, and it's just a huge mix of just a lot of high intensity, different movements, strength, cardio, core, and then we also have the 6-story tower outside that we can work with. And I believe if you were to ask the recruits, they would tell you exactly how many stairs are in that building. All right, so the recruits out here, they learn all about vehicle extrication. So we have our ladder companies and our heavy rescue companies respond to several vehicle accidents a year where an occupant could be trapped or pinned inside the vehicle.
We're going to start from the A pillar, B pillar, C pillar.
We have got to trust each other, one, and just visualize that C pillar, B pillar, A pillar from top to bottom to ensure that that cut team comes in and doesn't cut through a cylinder.
They learn a lot about vehicle anatomy, the different safety restraints, whether it's seat belts, things, the airbags, the curtains, how many airbags are in different cars, how to locate them, how to stabilize different vehicles, if it's rolled on its side, if it's on its top.
I don't want to put any rescuers climbing on the vehicle, doing anything before it is fully stabilized.
They learn all about the tools that are used in vehicle extrication. So the spreaders, the cutters, the different saws, the jaws of life to many of you that don't know what the spreaders or cutters are.
See how my fingers are?
Yes, sir.
Just like that.
Got it.
Butter.
You're watching your hand, making sure the tool, watch the tool where it's going.
The heavy rescue comes out and teaches these recruits all the technical ins and outs of the vehicles, the anatomy, the tools, and then just the operation that takes place of stabilizing the vehicle, getting inside to check, pull the trim, and check for any of these safety restraint devices. Get paramedics and EMTs inside the vehicle to be able to treat these pinned occupants while we're working around them.
Yeah, buddy.
And it's not cutting these people out of the car, it's literally cutting the car apart around the person.
Let it work. When you start working, let it work.
We'll remove doors, we'll remove the roof, we can manipulate the dash to make the space that we need if an occupant has a spinal or neck injury or other injuries to where we can get them immobilized and extricated from the vehicle safely.
Fire attack off of Union 191.
Wait, stop. My kid is in that building.